little bit. Big belly.
Tell them what they're hitting there.
Another decent keeper on the Chatterbait Sexy Shad Skirt. Chartreuse split tail, gold blade. Throwing it on 20-pound fluorocarbon. Bass Pro Shops rod, Fluger reel. Steve just missed a giant one on the toad. Hit it the first time. We're not sure if the second strike was the same fish because it was a little smaller strike. But the first one was easy 5-pounder. Nailed it. Missed it. Completely missed the bait. Tried again. Cast a couple times. About 5 casts later, a little smaller strike in the same spot. So it was either 2 fish or the same one just didn't hit it as hard. You're going to miss a lot of fish because of that, but I'd rather miss some fish than catch none. You know, it's that speed. It's a triggering speed. They're not very aggressive. It's 100 degrees during the day. Water temperature is about as high as it gets all year when it's like this. But if you use speed to your advantage, you can get those reaction bites, especially in low light.
Caught a small one. Rage tail.
A couple other hits. 3-pounder.
Yeah, 3. And the chatterbait.
Chatterbait, same bait. Good fish. Fun. Brought it right past the V of the pads, and he absolutely nailed it. Slammed it. Right by a root. See if we can get another one. He absolutely, yeah, just like we said. He smashed that. Look how far he ate it. He wasn't going anywhere. That bass ate that chatterbait. Ate it. Look at that. That's when you know you're working the bait at the proper speed and you're working the proper color and proper lure.
Okay.
He choked it. There we go. Another nice chatterbait bass. Boy, he really slammed it. I thought that fish was the one we've been looking for, but I guess he had some grass on him. He felt really big. I mean, not a bad fish. Same bait. I'm telling you guys on the site. I don't make all those chatterbait posts for nothing. He called that bass. He told me I hit this little rock here, and as soon as it bounces off the rock, I catch him. I had just missed one on the chatterbait. He said, just be quiet, don't bang, and stay right here and they'll hit. And sure enough.
There we go.
How you doing, buddy? There we go, buddy. Behind you. Oh, sure. Here you go.
Get it?
Yeah. 3.5.
Small for here. Tell them about that, how we did that.
Chatterbait, same bait, just working it down the edge of the pads. He wasn't going to get off, I can tell you that. He was hooked. Nice bass, 2.5, almost 3.
What are you guys launching at that other ramp where Ralph Baird is? What'd you get today? Yeah. We got, I guess, what, 9 or 10. Caught them back up in the pads where I told you, you know, up in the shallows. Got them on the toad, and then got them on a chatterbait. Decent ones on a chatterbait, too, like 310, 4 something, and then a couple of bigger ones that actually missed it right on the surface. I caught a decent one on the toad, too. And we just caught one right now, right? Yeah, that's on a chatterbait too, right back in that little channel. On a Z-Man chatterbait. Yeah. You see where we are? We're back in a creek. All the bass have moved to the backs of creeks, and this water here is not even 5 inches deep. It looks like a stagnant little, you know, drainage pond. That's what the water looks like back in here. Nobody comes back here, and we're throwing a chatterbait back in here, and the reason they're hitting it is because the water is so shallow, and it's a reaction strike, just like I was getting with the toad by reeling it as fast as I could in that shallow pads. you're getting a reaction strike from bass that are in shallow water. And sometimes there's a big one. We just missed one that was 4 pounds. He came up behind the chatterbait. We were getting ready to leave. It turned the motor on. So you got to throw this chatterbait. You got to burn it. You got to throw it in the summer. Throw it back in shallow water. I've told you guys before this, to fish in water that's too shallow to float the boat.
Alright, another chatterbait bass.
Now, I worked this real fast, erratic, like we've been talking about. And then what I did was, as I got to where I was in deeper water, I was telling Kurt, I said, there's trees in the deeper water. So as I got to the tree, I killed it, let it sink into the tree, and then ripped it, and then started working it fast through the tree. The second that I did that, he hit it.
See that Z-Man chatterbait?
Fantastic. Right. Nice fish. Good size. Got a lot of weight to it. And there he goes. In the middle of the day, 95 degrees. And where'd he come from?
Right from the brush Steve told me about that I'd never fished before.
See, they're down deep out here, even in the bright sun. You just got to know where these things are. They're hitting chatterbait. Tell them what you said, what we did.
Alright, we've been running a pattern. Oh, nice fish, got me wet. Thanks, it's hot. I needed that. We've been running a back of the creek pattern. Okay, is he strong enough? Jeez Louise. Don't normally land them like that. We've been running a pattern of the backs of creeks, but this one's even shallower than most. And Steve hadn't been catching much back here, but I saw a fish strike. I said, I know that was a bass. He said, you sure that wasn't a carp? I said, I'm not telling you there's not carp in there, but what I saw was a bass, and we just threw right to where he was with the same old bait. It's not a regular chatterbait. It's modified a little bit with a Strike King Sexy Shad Perfect Skirt. Throwing it on fluorocarbon, and there he is. He caught it.
Yeah, decent. Look at him down in the water there.
It hits so hard here. I guess because it's such shallow water.
Yeah, it's shallow water. See that? Chatterbait in the middle of the day. What's the temperature? 90? Humidity?
Yeah, it's heat index.
90%. Heat index over 100.
Nice, hefty.
And this is what we're catching.
Not giant.
See, they'll hit the chatterbait in the middle of the day. In the middle of the summer.
But 5 of those would be a good 15 pounds.
Of course, you can't just throw it and reel it either. It's like anything else. You got to know what you're doing. See what we're doing in the middle of the day?
Struck it once.
Look at that. That's 5 pounds.
Struck it once and missed it.
Not quite 5, but almost 5.
How big did I say he was? About 4? Oh, he's a scraggly looking fish.
Yeah, it's scraggly, but it's like it was a 5-pound bass probably early in the spring.
Man, that's an older fish or something.
Yeah.
Blind?
Z-Man, chatterbait, modified, middle of the day, 100 degrees.
Not a lot of weight, you know, middle of the summertime, but big as my fist.
Yeah, nice bass.
There you go, somebody else can come catch it.
Another one, next cast, consecutive cast, same size.
Almost identical, not a spray.
No, this one's better. Yeah, another nice one.
Jeez.
This is decent. That's 5 pounds.
Almost ripped the rod out of my hand.
Look at that. That's 5. Think you should use chatterbaits in the daytime? At 100 degrees? Look at that. There we go. Oh, it's easy 5. Maybe 6. Close to 6. Close to 6. Yeah, that's close to 6 pounds. We'll have to weigh it because that's close to 6 pounds. Yeah, that's 6 pounds.
All right, let him go.
9.
9 back.
I told you it was over 6. Cool. 6.9 chatterbaits, 100 degrees. Well, we're getting ready to leave, getting ready to head into the ramp here. This is my brother up here, Kurt Von Brandt. I think some of you that frequent our site know him as Bassman, KVB. If you've fished with him before, it's probably been in the BFL or something like that. We had a great day. We caught about 30 bass. It's 100 degrees, 90% humidity. We just saw Ken Fish Herman Reynolds. He just pulled into the dock. We caught a almost 7-pound bass about 2 minutes after. Most of them are on the chatterbait. It is a modified chatterbait. We're using it on 65-pound test braid and fluorocarbon line on the other rod. Using Abu Garcia Revo, and that's a new Johnny Morris reel, which is really pretty much comparable to something like a Kevin Van Dam Tour Edition reel, so along that line. So we're going to get out of here now. We can't really catch many more and, you know, still function. It's a little bit warm, and we ran out of water about 2 hours ago. So we'll see you guys later. Don't forget, stop in the tackle store. We got free shipping. You can get all these chatterbaits of all different kinds, including the Z-Man that we're using, and you can get them with free shipping. And of course, we give special free tackle to our members with purchases over $100. So until next time, this is Steve Von Brandt and Kurt Von Brandt saying see you on the water.
Couldn't be much fatter than that.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
It weighs more than its size.
Yeah. Well, see here, they're a little
shorter.
shorter.
Got your scale?
Yeah, we'll weigh that one.
See how much that weighs.
Hold him up sideways and see how he actually looks. Yeah, see, that's much larger than you think.
It's only a 3.5 pound length. Fish just is moving those lily pads, and not even a second later, it boiled on my bait up near the surface, burning that chatterbait. Been a lot slower today so far than the last time, but just stay with it. And I actually did the complete opposite of what you're taught to do, and which you may end up having to do to catch these fish today. The slower it seemed and the more productive areas we worked with nothing, the faster I was reeling the bait. I mean, I was darn near, if you turned it about 1 or 2 handles quicker, you would have pulled the bait out of the water. I mean, we're talking this chatterbait's that far below the surface, and it boiled on it just like a surface strike, and I caught him.
There's something else striking in front of us.
But hunting these fish, just like last time, I mean, really, of course you're not going to do it, but really you didn't even have to cast. Really, you could just put the trolling motor on and drive around, and when you see the lily pads twitch or you see a little bait fish flicker on the surface, you cast to that, and that's the bass, and they'll normally hit. It's almost like hunting.
Yeah, I actually saw that fish take the bait.
See how fast I was reeling it though?
Yeah.
Not only was I reeling it as fast as I could, but the trolling motor was on, and it was actually pulling the bait faster. Didn't even have to set the hook. The boat almost set the hook. Alright, another one here out in the isolated lily pads, chatterbait. Not big, but we'll take him. 1.5 pound, 2 pounder. Well, about 5 hours later and 100 degrees later, we're going to get out of here. We just caught that last couple in the last cove we went into, but it's slowed down quite a bit. We think they're hitting better at night now. It's starting to really be warm in the daytime, and we got here, and right before it got light, we had much more activity in the dark than we've had in recent times past, so maybe we'll try that next time we come get here a little earlier. Other than that, keep throwing those chatterbaits, wacky rigs, and rage tails. You can buy them all at the site. Be sure to visit the site and go into the tackle store. You can buy all these baits. Other than that, see you on the